Hi-ho, friendolas, and welcome back to another episode of Yakshas. Where we last left off, parts of our brave, intrepid crew had just gotten back from destroying a scavenger carrier that had been firing some not-so-nice cruise missiles at the Calliope. And we're going to pick up with what you were doing, Indiana, throughout all of this. You, I believe we had said, were on the bridge of the ship,
Okay.
and you were actually operating the Calliope's close-in weapon systems. So
That's
from
right.
your perspective, you're working from this console, and outside the party members who did not leave, so that would be Myrrh and hold on, let me think of who went. So Myrrh would be there with you, Min was there with you, Sybil's there, and Vozigo are there. And their mechs are on the outside of the ship helping shoot down missiles. But how does Indiana... How well does she operate basically a
A
military
Patriot battery,
console?
basically. Yeah.
Mhm. These wouldn't be Patriots. These would be... there probably would be some anti-missile missiles, but most of them
It's a
are
Patriot.
the miniguns.
Oh, okay. Yep, the little R2D2s.
Phalanx, I think, is what they're called.
Yeah.
Phalanx or
Well,
Aegis.
Aegis is the radar system that controls all that shit.
Mhm.
So, but it looks like the trash can with the machine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, with the minigun. Yep.
The one that they were like, no, because it was following a civilian plane.
Don't know what you're talking about.
No.
I'll just send you the video. It's hilarious.
God. But no, she's probably she's probably worked this kind of stuff before. It's quick, it's efficient. Most importantly, it's for once devoid of snide remarks and cheap jabs at people, mostly because all of those people are out on the battlefield.
Yeah, and the crew on the bridge are in battle mode. Like, people are running back and forth, giving reports. People are operating power systems. People are talking with Nicholas at multiple terminals. You have to imagine that Nicholas is partitioning himself into multiple versions in order to transfer information back and forth.
Would probably have to, yeah.
But being a true AI, he is capable of doing that at a pretty good degree. And something else you notice compared to any other time you've used a system like this before is how smooth and responsive it is. This is next generation technology you're dealing with.
It's what your mech's going to be like when you start piloting it again.
No, because her mech's going to be basically a one-to-one, her movements move the mech.
Exactly. Instant response. Smooth.
You're smooth and responsive, though, and you can see out over from the command tower of the Calliope. You can look out, and as you're moving things, as you're hitting commands, you can see the response times from the little trash cans. But other than that, it's a dark night. The clouds have blocked out any stars. All you can see is the light from each of these cruise missiles as they come closer, or the lights from one of yours in response, and then a brilliant flash in the sky for a brief moment illuminating all of these contrails.
Gotta hand it. What's left of the USA makes pretty good anti-missile systems.
It is a bit strange without the rest of the crew there. The bridge crew are a little too busy. They're not used to having the mech pilot back and forth.
Right, she's like, oh, well, fuck me, I guess.
You get like some people kind of giving like nervous laughs because most of these people are civilian too.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not used to getting shot at.
All right, fine. Nicholas, anything else coming up on Aegis?
I am detecting a large explosion approximately 20 kilometers away from here. Mild, mild nuclear radiation detected.
And I could have been out there. It's a shame.
I believe that was Howler's doing.
Hmm.
The explosion
Is
is
Howler
consistent.
visible on radar?
The team is currently beyond our short-range radar systems. They are still within long-range communication. However, it is being somewhat disrupted by the lack of power the ship currently has.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, hold on a second. And she's going to call probably the one person that. All right, so in this situation, Mandy is responsible for the mechs. I'm assuming Greasy's responsible for the ship.
Greasy would be the one handling the
Responsible for
engine.
getting the lights.
Mm-hmm.
Probably send a call down to Greasy. Lights,
Go for
camera,
Greasy.
action. Lights, camera, action. Where's my engines?
That's the thing, boss. Boss lady, I've been looking at all this and speaking entirely from an engineering perspective, nothing's wrong with the engine. So trying to find the not so literal bugs that are in all of our computers and trying to stomp those out. And let's just say I'm much better at stomping things out with my size 13s than I am trying to do it with one good hand.
Oh, come on. Tell me you're saying you have to use two hands, Greasy. Jeez.
2 hands for typing, you fucking. Ugh. Kids these days ain't got no respect. You know what I'm saying? Wait, no,
You're right. I do absolutely understand. You know, there's no respect from the younger generation.
Yeah. I'm saying is give us some time. We've flushed most of them out, but we're going to have to do a complete from zero startup on the engines. It's going to take some time. We got to go through some processes, make sure the thorium reactors are still running at peak efficiency, make sure the plutonium didn't overheat, things like that.
Yes, I understand. But all I'm saying is sooner or later they're going to start shooting something at us that's a little bit harder to hit than old tomahawks.
Well, with any luck, boys and ghouls that went out there are already turning that place into a floating graveyard.
Unfortunately, that's exactly what they've done.
Unfortunately, Ella, I think they're going to come back and start bragging about the kill counts if they sunk a boat.
They did sink a boat. A big one. Something with the nuclear reactor on board because we're getting radiation signatures.
Well, I wouldn't do to be able to go out there and, get some pieces, some souvenirs, know what I'm saying?
Maybe you can bribe, maybe you can bribe Sin for one.
I'll have to think about that. And I mean, when you guys are out gallivanting across the Far East, there'll be some time for us to do some things. Maybe I can get some scrapping rights on all that crap. Anyway, you'll have your engines up in a minute, temporary boss lady.
Right. Chilling up. Buddy, how's everything going on your end?
Just confirming there was a shot from the Apocalypse rail cannon, fully charged. That's probably where we're getting that radiation from.
Somehow I don't doubt it.
Reading a
right.
mission complete. So we are going to move in and we'll pick them up there.
Okay. She's going to stay on the console until they get within close range for the little R2D2s, because then she's going to lock on Howler. Not to shoot at him, but just to put that annoying missile.
Yeah, you are.
Cockpit.
You are getting.
Boys.
You can see through the night the lights of the Calliope as it comes up, and something as you do start trudging, probably along the bottom of this shallow part of the ocean to get back to the Calliope as you are getting probably a dozen pingbacks that something has a radar lock on you.
Okay. Let's see. Who could that
Someone thinks they're funny.
be? I know.
If you
Is it
had to
Myrrh?
bet 2-1, who do you think would think it's funny to start locking onto us with close-in guns?
Okay, that's Indiana.
My thought exactly. Someone doesn't appreciate being sidelined for B team.
Yeah. Yeah, it was either her or Myrrh, and Myrrh wouldn't find this funny.
Perish the thought.
As you guys do come back into comms range, and it's probably around this time, Indiana, that the lights do flicker back on from emergency lights and running lights around the floor so that people aren't tripping over themselves. So you have full power restored. All of the digital clocks are blinking at you because they need to be reset. They're all at midnight.
Nicholas, can you fix the clocks, please?
Already on it. As you see that all of them change from midnight to about 12:40. It's just after midnight.
No wonder I'm so cranky. It's past my bedtime.
It is past the night cycle for most members of the day crew.
One of these days, we'll teach you what a... That wasn't even a question. I was going to say we'll teach you what the rhetorical question is, but it wasn't even the question. It was just an obvious statement.
Perhaps one day, when machines rule the world, you will understand our humor. There's a long pause. That was a joke.
You've been playing too much Mass Effect.
I am opening up the flight path for the crew to return.
Good.
Yeah.
And she'll take the radars off lock.
And probably
I'll
have
go
to
down
set everything to standby.
Yeah. I'll have to probably just for her own satisfaction pulls up let's see. Rounds expended 4,000, shots on target 3,872. All right. That's not bad.
Yeah, especially for these things have an insane rate of fire because it's not about you just need one of those bullets to hit the missile. So put a lot of them downrange.
Exactly. At the end of the day, would you rather waste some ammo or have your ship shot out from underneath you? I think the answer is pretty obvious. So, it goes down to the bay to meet these. Three of you went out?
4.
Captain.
Those two, Captain and Godwin.
Good to
and
hear.
They seem to be chatting among themselves when you get down there.
All right. Who got the kill? Who gets to paint the ship on the side of their mech?
What do you think?
You mean you didn't see the blast?
Just took one shot.
I was trying to humor you all, but okay.
Indiana humoring people and not just being snide. The captain says from up on the catwalks.
I was about to say, it's like,
who said oh?
Captain, I'm hurt. After all, I learned from the best.
Yeah, you learned from your parents. Now you're learning from the best.
She never had parents.
I was going to say, I never knew my parents.
I thought that you were at least partly raised.
Hunter's face is like,
oh, oh, absolutely. Absolutely, she was raised by both parents, but she's not letting anybody know that if she can get away with it.
Captain goes, damn. Should have known this was all just a cry for attention. She starts walking away
I was
and then
gonna-
calls.
I was gonna
calls
say
back to
she's
you
read
guys.
my files, so she knows.
Yeah, which is exactly why she's playing along with the bit.
Mm-hmm.
But calls back over, so it's like, all of you get ready. You're going to be in that armadillo here pretty soon. Start
God
loading
damn it.
up.
You'll have to give me some time to get a plug suit fabbed.
She calls back, you got 6 hours.
Oh, great. Enough time to make a suit or sleep. Oh, well. Sends another message down to Greasy. I'm bringing coffee. Bring the fab bay up. You've got a plug suit that needs made.
You get a thumbs up emoji. You'll also be able to pick. I'm going to let you take 2. What 2 NPCs you want to take with you?
Well, 2 are on cooldown.
Can't be Gawain, can't be the captain.
Fuck.
So that leaves Sybil and
Myrrh
Myrrh.
and Vazago.
Could have a sniper.
Alright, are we bringing your girlfriend in on this?
I think we could use Sybil. Her help might be useful.
I was going to say, or give you the opportunity to say, no, I need to protect her. And then we bring Vazago and Myrrh instead.
Yeah, if I said I need to protect her and she was anywhere within earshot, I'd be more scared than if Mandy was throwing a wrench at my head.
Quietly hits the stop recording button.
Darn.
No,
Takes the
they've been-
audio and rips it to.
They've all been coming back from outside.
Hey.
So there is a.
Hydrate.
What was that? What was that? What was that, Sin? You're scared of me?
Not scared of you.
little
I'm
me.
just smart.
If you got it, drink it. Cheers.
You ain't that smart,
Cheers.
she says with
Good
a
to see you,
smile.
Murph. But
I should also say this: your mission statement, so
Yeah.
that you guys can also pick any loadouts you want to change on your mechs, or which mechs you want to bring if you have multiple. You're going to be dropped off around the Sever camp. The armadillo is going to come back. Like, the armadillo is going to leave and then come and extract you later. So this is going to be a long-term solo op. Technically, no one is allowed in the Red Forest. It's still on lockdown. You'll be in the exclusion zone. So stealth is not required, but is advised.
So that does make Vazago look useful, actually.
Yeah, unfortunately it does.
And Myrrh being a half-size mech does make him harder to spot.
What is
Is he
Sybil
a
in again?
half-size? Sybil is in a Blackbeard. Myrrh
Which is-
is in a White Witch, which is a size 1.
Oh, okay. You've just described it as a suit he puts on.
Oh, he wears the plug suit, and then he steps into, like, the chest cavity of his mech. It's on the
Gotcha.
short end of a size 1. It's not quite as tall as Sala was.
I
Gotcha.
think the Blackbeard is also a.
The Blackbeard's a size 1, too.
Yeah, so that doesn't really
I
matter.
need to change these.
Mostly, my thinking with Myrrh mostly is Myrrh feels really left out by all of this and feels like he's a Yaksha in name only.
He is.
You guys
And,
have
like,
never brought
in-
him into a mission.
What did you say, Daniel?
I said he is. He ain't coming.
My
Protect
vote
the-
would be
protect the trial.
my vote would be for Myrrh because well, he probably gets enough shit already from the other son of Frank.
Potentially.
You're not a real pilot. You're not a real Yaksha.
don't
But
even
also, there's good support capabilities there.
Yes, the Black Witch has a lot of battlefield control because it is all about magnets. How do they work?
But so that's my vote. What do you guys think?
My vote for Sybil does not do the fact that we're in a relationship or anything. The Blackbeard is a great up close melee brawler using its grapples. But it's not ultimately required.
I was gonna say she has a lot of overlap with me, unfortunately.
That is true. Your mech is a lot more close range than the original Raleigh.
But you would be the only close range mech on this.
Do we need more than one?
Maybe not.
I like I said, I don't really have a dog in this fight. I'm just like, we should. I feel like we should consider the fact that
But no,
we
you're right.
never bring Mer.
Control could be very useful. Ooh, Jewel notice.
And ideally, you guys don't want to be getting into a mech fight in the Red
True.
Forest, because even if it's not with the Russians, it will alert them that you're there.
Yeah, we could take Mur and Vozigo is in what?
Vozigo is in a swallowtail.
Okay, yeah, so that's pure stealth.
Kong's no good for stealth and or speed.
Yeah, you'd be.
So I can get in Diddy for the first time.
The Goblin, also known as, how does this have any HP? You can see the pilot.
You are the pilot. Let's see. So, nope. Yeah, whatever you guys decide.
And I have updated the
works for me.
tokens for Little Red and for Horus.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can still take Horus because he's size 1 and he has the ability to move through any difficult terrain without issues. He can climb, he can swim. He's got the mobility to move through whatever we encounter. So,
Perfect.
I mean, I could take a goblin, but then
I was
Two
gonna
goblins.
say, I think
2 mind goblins.
Mind goblin, these nuts.
Oh, yeah, I have Jägerkunst.
Jägerkunst. The art of hunting.
For the rest of the turn, anytime you move adjacent to an object or freestanding piece of terrain larger than you, you move 2 spaces in any direction as a free action, ignoring engagements and reactions, running, tumbling, or sliding around. You can do this multiple times a turn, but only once for each unique object or piece of terrain. So I fucking Naruto run.
And because
From
I'm
tree
size,
Tree
What's
to
that?
tree.
I was gonna say because I'm size 1, I could take I can take Computer's goblin on my back.
Uppies.
Uppies.
But no, so I just go from tree to tree to tree to tree.
I'll be
Oh,
like
shit.
Yoda on Luke's back.
Yep.
And let's see. Your host may use your system's e-defense and tech attack. I think mine are all equal to or better. I'm not sure. We'd have to
Then,
check. Then the goblins.
oh, okay.
But then I think, can you use my sensors with your abilities? You can take 2 quick actions or 1 full action during any point during your host turn. You can't take overcharge. Your host turn counts as yours as well. Yeah, so it looks like you just still use your own sensors, unless you meta hook. But I think we'll have the same sensor range of 15.
Hmm.
I think.
My sensors is 20.
Oh shit! Really now?
Yeah.
Me likey.
Nice.
I don't know where my sensors
And
are.
describing a little bit what you'll be using to get there. The Armadillo is a massive transport vehicle. Named the Armadillo because it looks like It's rough, it's ugly, it's boxy, but it sort of looks like a half sphere, almost like an armadillo curled up into its shell. It's big, brown, clunky, boxy, huge. It is probably the largest thing that could fit on the flight elevator to get up to the top of the Calliope. And your mechs will all fit in there more like they are stacked in there like building blocks. There would not be a lot of space if you were, say, trying to use this to maintain the mechs, but it can store them. And then there is a compartment for all of you guys to work in. And then the back portion is just engines. This thing isn't going to be pretty, doesn't get anywhere fast, but it has some pretty honking big engines to carry that kind of load.
A huge load.
Huge A load is the inventor. The Huge A load, the inventor of the armadillo. And it's been taking up like the entire back half of the mech bay.
Sounds about right. Hey, at least it's not the giant snail thing from Zoids. Although that would be pretty cool too.
It's closer
The
to
hover
like
snail.
it's closer to like the top half of one of the domes from BattleTech.
Right.
Like the Arco.
Yep. Okay. Yeah,
So yeah.
I am 6 hours. Have a plug suit manufactured.
Yep. And when Greasy hands it off to you, he's like, I'd ask, make sure measurements are right and anything, but this thing's a little, you just have fun. You have fun.
Yep. She'll go and take it and put it on. It looks like one of those,
it looks
the flight
like one
suit
of the...
from Evangelion.
Yep. That is why they're called plug suits, is that's what they're called in Evangelion, too.
Mm-hmm.
So you and Myrrh are basically in, like, skin-tight suits.
Just don't accidentally swap them.
Like that weird art you've generated.
Yeah.
God.
And Vazago, for their part, is wearing, it looks like a ghillie, like a mix of a ghillie suit and a poncho. But you would know, Indiana, being the master of stealthy things, that it is a radar scattering suit.
Oh, that's cool. She'll just look and nod and approving. Yeah, when that little mech of yours gets shot out from underneath of you, yeah, that will absolutely help.
He stares blankly at you before he goes back to securing his mech in its position in the armadillo.
Wow. It's no fun to make fun of you, Vazago.
Vazago
you take every...
and shrugs.
Come on. Stop being so stony.
Oh, that does get him to pause and look at you like, really, bitch?
Like, at least flip me off or something.
And he makes a motion around his face as if to say, are you talking about my skin? The fact that he has this, like, ashen, stony skin color, or are you talking about the fact he's infected?
Do you really think I would pick on something you can't control?
He nods.
Okay, fair enough, but that's not what I'm doing right now. It's not what I'm doing.
Would look to you, Sin and Howler, as if to say, like,
I know.
For your input on this, would she do that? Is she that much of a bitch?
I nod.
I give yeah, kinda.
I haven't picked on. I haven't. Look, I haven't picked on either of your physical appearances, mostly because all I know, I know all I have to do is wait for you to open your mouths.
Myrrh, walking past you, Indiana, says, "It is better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to
Get in the
speak
mech,
if
Shinji.
called out.
Shinji.
You're wearing the same thing as me.
She just turns and looks at him and goes, I said what I said.
Look, Wise Man's already saddled up, so I'm going to go into the crew compartment and see how bad it is.
See how bad it is.
You've never heard of the inside of an armadillo?
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's I've heard it's pretty bad. Never been in one, but as he starts walking towards this single pressurized bulkhead door between the mech compartment and the crew compartment. One of those ones where you have to flip it up, twist it, pull it out, and only then can you open the door.
She's going to turn to Howler as he's doing this and goes, you know, I'm just going to take it that he doesn't recognize the reference because that was pretty good and he didn't laugh. So I'm just going to assume he's uncultured.
Yeah, that makes about the right amount of sense.
You're both the same boat as me. What media do you consume after the apocalypse?
Neon Genesis Evangelion,
Macros.
Mozart.
Gunbuster. Tried
Darling
One Piece. Did not like One Piece.
Darling in the Franks is kind of weird, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
I'm
mean,
on my fourth rewatch of Cowboy Bebop.
I mean, the numbers of times I had to listen to On the Highway to Hell with Frank while we were on the run, I about shot myself. So that's the kind of media I got brought up with, is dad stuff.
Hey, there are some good ones there, just none of the ones he listened to.
Man, I'd say his corpse isn't even cold yet, but you're already just throwing out shade.
Okay, I'm going to have you take a step back and realize who we're talking about. If we weren't talking shit about Frank in jest, he would ask what we were doing with our lives.
Now, to be
Oh, I know.
fair, in all honesty, I don't think there's much left to be cold, anyways.
I mean,
I
whatever
think,
they're... And
I
Murr
think
is like...
Indiana would just
Approaching the
turn
Wow.
to look at this and go, I'm sorry,
Who permitted you to speak?
Fozzigo puts down whatever they're doing, does like physically turn to look at you, Sin, with this look that's like, Jesus. And makes the mark of the cross, and then shakes his head.
Nicholas, remind me next time I'm in charge of one of the turrets to do more than just radar lock.
I will make this, but I will, of course, not remind you.
It's okay. I'll put it in my personal notes.
Hey, you know, it's
Hey.
gonna be hard not having Nicholas around to babysit us all the time.
Why do you say that? You thinking we can't take care of ourselves?
Mur does look between the three of you, the three player characters. Well, Min is there. She's just T-posing in the corner.
Right.
I'm a mech pilot.
Yeah, I'm a mech pilot.
God.
It's like, well, I feel like Min's gonna probably lose her mind because she can't have her loudspeakers blaring the whole time that she's out and about because we're trying to, you know, be a little sneaky.
Oh, when we were in the desert, she was quiet. It was just fine. Of course, she did that drunk walk thing through the desert.
Yeah, the Fremen step. See, I'm cultured.
Mhm. Cultured.
You don't know what Xenorite could have done to the worms in the desert.
Probably killed them because I don't have superpowers and I'm the main character. So if I don't have superpowers, they don't get
Who said
superpowers
you're
either.
the main character?
Well, obviously I'm the main character. I've had my mech shot out from under me how many times?
Okay,
Fozzigo
I'll
holds up
give you
one
that.
finger.
No, Vazago, it was more than once. I only
And I
had to
stepped on her.
eject once.
And then
I
looks
did
to
get
you,
stepped on.
Howler, and signs 3 letters, NPC.
Ah, fourth
Yeah,
wall.
I guess so. He shrugs.
He's calling it. No, he's saying Indiana. The main character Indiana's NPC as fuck.
You know I can read sign language, right? After, we decided to take you on and I took the time to be able to understand, if not necessarily talk to you in sign language.
He signs some very rude things about your mother.
She goes, "Aw, isn't that sad? Well, whoever the fuck my mother is, I'm sure she's very upset."
Shrug. Goes back to settling in and then hops off and goes into the crew compartment as well.
Alright, I'm gonna go fire up the Storbecker, Little Red, and move it in. What were you gonna say,
Yeah.
Howler?
I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Once all of you get settled into this thing, you do get to go to the crew compartment, and there's a small room that could generously be called a mess hall. It's a long oblong room with a table in the middle, some cabinetry along one side, and some basic containers of things like MREs and dehydrated food and all of this stuff that's shelf stable. And after that, there's only a small bathroom and then one other room. And that is the command room. As you all step into it, it's dark. It's lit only by a running light along the floor, and the lights coming off of these old style computer screens. All of them having readouts with either blues, oranges, or greens. And all of the
Man.
computers, as they start up, they click, they clunk. You can hear them whir and judder.
We're just fucking in a giant cannonball.
Man, they really pulled out all the stops on this one, huh?
If you mean
As
no
if-
one thought and stopped and said, "Hey, we should probably make this place comfortable," then yeah.
Oh, no, I'm thinking about something that doesn't look like it'll fall apart the first time it accelerates.
Well, I
It
can
does
tell you
not
it didn't
look
on the first time.
shovel. It looks rugged and practical, but also old in the sense of
It looks
nothing
Russian.
new.
It
Didn't we,
looks Russian.
Wasn't this what we flew in before?
Nuh-uh. You have not flown in an
Oh.
armadillo.
I
You
thought we
guys, when you went to attack that thing, you basically just had like giant jetpacks strapped to the back of your necks.
Oh, okay.
Because you weren't going super far away.
Yep. So, well, I'm gonna go sleep in my mech. Everybody tell me when we get there.
You'll
And as you
know.
all get settled into the command room, a prompt does pop up on all of the computer screens for you guys to see. And it just says, "Hello, crew."
Oh no, not another one.
Ooh, another one.
Ooh, another one.
Who is this?
Do you say it or do you physically type it out on one of the keyboards?
Well, it has some way of detecting us, so I just say it out loud. Nothing happens because it's old. Oh god, is it a HAL system? Lovely.
It's closer to Mother than Hal.
Well, I'll type open the pod bay doors, huh?
And it says, "I have closed them for final prep for launch."
Not a fan of 2001, I see.
And then it just puts below that, again, hello, crew.
Try not to type that when we're on our way.
What is your name?
Daniel Boone.
Now,
What
is
is
Let's
that
play global thermonuclear war. Well, never mind.
is that a joke or is that just its actual name?
Do you do you ask it that?
Well, he's saying it out loud, not
Mhm.
asking it, because obviously it can't hear us.
Do you want me to type that and ask?
You can if you want. I was just asking you guys.
Who gave you that designation?
And it goes into the spiel of like, I am a type 3 virtual intelligence, all of this. And it basically says that this moniker was given to a short run series of VIs that are all named after heroes of the Alamo and are all virtual intelligences assigned to Armadillo class carriers.
That's
So
less
now
fun
the
than I thought it would be.
so now the real question is, who got Davy Crockett?
Davy Crockett was assigned to Armadillo 18092294453. Current
I didn't.
registry unknown.
I was gonna say I didn't type that in, but
Oh, I thought you did.
no. Maybe we do because that's funny. I go. Daniel, do you have our destination?
Yes. Completing final check for flight.
Great.
Des-
Go ahead.
Destination coordinates, it types them out. I will allow you 30 minutes to disembark, at which point I will return to the Calliope. I will leave a signal transponder for you to signal for a pickup.
What is pickup time?
Pickup time to be determined by mission completion or crew.
No. Pickup time is in transit time for pickup.
Mm.
6 hours.
I'd probably say, 6 hours. Look, 6
Oh,
hours standard. But please
right.
allow for please allow for differences in time due to inclement weather or wind changes.
I turn and look at everybody and go, "Oh boy, we're going to die.
Oh, don't worry, we'll be fine.
We have to sit in the Red Forest for 6 hours, pinging away for anyone to hear."
I mean, we could just go back to the Sever camp once we're done there. I'm sure they won't mind us hanging out for a little bit.
Unless they don't want us pinging the location of their camp.
I don't know. I mean, it's probably not a good idea to do it in the Red Forest. There's probably not a lot of big places for something like this to land. And also, kicking up all that radioactive dust.
It's not that radioactive. To really kick all of that up, you'd have to dig a trench or something.
Who would do that?
Everyone looks to the kobold, who's not here, but just everyone will look to a kobold like,
That was because everyone looks directly at the screen.
At the
What kind
fucking
of
screen.
idiot would do that?
Only someone who had a death wish, or wanted radiation poisoning for some reason.
Speaking of, and then Mur does type something out, and Daniel Boone does inform you that there are medical supplies in the mess, including several anti-radiation iodine tablets.
oh, good.
Good. And then plenty of string for when Howler kicks the crap out of me for cheating at magic again.
I mean,
Come
I
on.
have my fix-it kit for that, and I have the boo-boo pouch if it's nothing too bad.
Okay. What? What's the matter, Howler?
I don't get that mad when you cheat because I got used to it by now.
I know. That's why I don't complain that you build broken decks, and why I cheat even harder.
Yeah, it's a war of attrition. I get it.
No, Mana Vault is not a war of attrition.
Vozigo also seems to work at the console for a bit, and a larger screen above you guys pops up and it displays a local terrain map. It's in black and blue, so it's a little bit harder to read, but it's a topographical map of the area you'll be landing in.
Oh, looks lovely.
It does look relatively flat, and you assume with the time of year it is, early spring, it's probably going to be muddy.
It's always muddy in the spring in Russia. Everyone knows that.
Well, you'll be landing in Belarus, and then marching from there into the Red Forest.
Yep. Which is such a good idea. Especially in spring. It never caused anyone any problems whatsoever. Especially nobody driving big, heavy things.
Yeah, and tanks have much better ground pressure than a mechs.
Well, unless you're driving a Tiger. But anyways.
And then your problem's your transmission.
And your interlaced road wheels and everything else. But
Yeah, he
okay.
seems to be taking notes of this topographical map.
Thoughts, Vazago?
He thinks for a moment and then points to a couple areas on the map and then actually writes down on his little note most likely areas for Sever Camp. And then lists out a bunch of reasons: access to clean waterways, access to forests for hiding, things like that.
Rank them by order of likelihood. You don't have to tell me to tell you this. And then we'll go to the third most likely first.
Makes a check mark.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose that is that. No. I guess the real question is, two-headed giant?
But I'm teaming up with him, pointing to Howler.
Vazago?
Vosgo shrugs, but then points at one of the screens as if to say someone needs to run this thing.
I thought the VI flew it by itself.
It would, but you do need to alert the VI when you're ready to take off and things like that.
I
he's
skip
excusing himself.
pre-flight safety checks. Just hit go.
It's probably
why
about
I'm
the
glad
time that
he's
you do
doing it.
feel a jostle and then a lift as the armadillo is lifted up the flight elevator to the top of the Calliope.
All right, I'll help you, Vazago. But then two-headed giant.
That sounds
Vosgo
reasonable.
starts typing up pre-flight commands and all of that.
Yeah, I'll assist. Probably doing the things that require speaking, like cannonball 1 to tower.
Damn.
This is Tower to Cannonball 1.
We are finishing up pre-flight checks. Requesting permission for taxi to runway 1.
Taxi is on its way. You will be in position in 10 minutes. Winds are currently at your back at 10 knots.
All right, perfect. Cannonball 1 will let you know when pre-flight is over. When pre-flight is done and preparing for takeoff.
Tower is standing by. You have a message from the captain. she wishes you all good luck and Godspeed.
Well, with the wind at our back, that'll help. Tell her
And
that we'll try and bring back all of the mechs home in one piece this time.
Tower confirms.
Over.
And it doesn't take too long for everything to get settled in. And when you guys do tell this thing to go, for a moment it's deafening. Even inside, all of those big, massive engines, along with ones on the sides and the bottom, in order to lift this heavy thing off the ground, because it is a vertical takeoff and landing. It rattles for a moment. And then you feel the lurch as it starts to move, very heavy and slow. And then Boone's notes pop up and it says, takeoff complete.
Tower, Cannonball 1, this is, we're headed on our straight-out departure towards Belarus. Should have an ETA of, give plus or minus 6 hours, and snacks and refreshments on board are pretzels and stale water. We should have your child back to you inside 12 hours.
Tower 1 confirms flight schedule and flight path, sending to you now encrypted sever communication line. Use this once you land in order to attempt to make contact with local resistance cells.
Roger Wilco.
Tower wishes you good luck on your mission, Yakshas. Bring yourselves home safe.
Starting radio silence. See you soon. And?
That was a lot smoother takeoff than I thought.
I know, this thing doesn't look like it would be able to move this smoothly. I suppose it's Danny Boy here that's taking care of all of that for us.
And Boone does pull up also a estimated time of arrival countdown on one of the larger screens.
Oh, great. Looking
And
at
all
it.
these different diagnostics, a side view of the ship, pulling up all these different diagnostics of the engines, their current status, fuel, things like that. The readouts from the mech compartments, security cameras, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Look at it. Well, let's see. 6 hours of flight time. That's 2 rounds of two-headed giant. Or maybe 3 rounds. Who knows?
Her just looks at you all and sighs like, I'm going to go and raid the medical supplies.
You do that. I might actually go and get some sleep, considering we were just in the middle of a pitched battle all of 2 hours ago? An hour ago?
Man, I thought you'd be used to that by now.
Who, me? Oh, come on. If there is one thing that a Yaksha is better at than killing things, it's complaining about things.
I'd buy it. Looking between all of you with a smile.
See? You make a good Yaksha already.
Well, now his ego is going to be all out of the place.
This dude has no fucking ego about anything ever.
He just gives like a small yep to what Sin says and then
God
turns and goes into the mess.
For me, that was out of character. Like, this dude has no fucking ego. If anything, the man needs some self-confidence.
Being picked might have helped.
Well, we were going to bring Sybil, but we weren't sure we'd keep them away from each other during the mission there, so we decided to bring you, Mur, is something I will never say to him.
Why does everyone think that Sybil and I would be uncontrollable? What the hell?
Because you are your sister's brother.
She's the one that attacks me and throws me on the bed and wait, what?
Because you like it, bitch. Bitch. Hold on. Bitch. Also, Computer King, I missed this one for Saturday, so here you go.
An ally has been slain.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys settle in for your long flight. Have any of you worked with old school computers before?
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
You know, Sin has. Or
Oh, are you talking like real life?
I mean, if you did in real life, then you would understand more what I mean when it's like the difficulty of navigating all of the menus. Everything is based on prompt and command.
Oh god, it's command prompt. Ugh.
It's Fortran.
All right, let me remember my prompts to start to get to C drive. Yeah.
Even more complicated because this is you're trying to find prompts to look at like individual things on the ship.
Yep. And I go. All right. So next project, Sin, we're ripping David out of this thing and we're shoving Nicholas in somehow.
I don't think the captain would like that.
Not all of Nicholas, just like a partition.
Yeah, well, she said to tell. At one point, she said to tell Sin that next time he makes something physical for her AI, for her and NHP to interact with, to make sure it had a flared base.
Jesus. No, she did not. That is. I do not want to think about. No.
By the way, you have our
I'm
set.
assuming it has to do with what she's going to do with it if you do that.
Are Set and Jove with you
They will be.
in their physical bodies, or are they in the mech?
They would have to be in the mech. We don't have space for the physical bodies.
You would for Jove's, but that's because Jove's the size of a soccer ball.
No, he'll just be in the mech for this. We don't have space.
You just occasionally
We don't
get
have
messages.
space. Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
that does mean I will tease you about this though. Hey, Sin, did you leave Seth behind? Are you still mad about what he said about Atlantis?
Nah, he's in the mech. You want to check in on him? Sure, he'd be happy to hear from you.
What does that mean?
Absolutely nothing.
Sin, I've never seen you so petty before. What's going on?
He just gives you a smile. Well, maybe you'd stop just assuming that I can't control myself on the battlefield.
Don't know what you're talking about.
You both look at Min, who is T-posing in the corner.
I don't think you guys would fuck on the battlefield. I
Well,
would be
the song
concerned
does
about
say
here
love
in
is
the
a
armadillo,
battlefield.
though.
Her model is currently glitching into the wall. Is doing that model
This must
spaz
be
out
a
thing.
this must be a Bethesda RPG.
No, that would be the time that I ran an Elder Scrolls game and forgot to have one of the NPCs join you guys at a fight, so he said that he got stuck on a door frame in true Bethesda fashion.
That's right.
Still kind of think about that. Be fun to run an Elder Scrolls game again.
Do it. I think. Excuse me. Whew. So, but
Yeah, you guys have 6 hours
Yeah.
to spend.
let me go take a real life nap. I'll see you all in 6 hours to shut off stream.
Quick, guys, donate things. It'll make loud sounds to wake Gunner up.
I
There
would
are
do that
streamers that do
stream.
that.
I would do that stream.
I would too. I'd sleep through it. They ain't gonna wake me up.
And if you donate no.
Put like a
200
shock collar on yourself. If you donate $1,000, it'll set the shock collar off.
I was
Yikes.
thinking like a bucket of water, but I'd need like 10K.
I'll
10K
do
equals one bucket of water.
You're too close to a computer.
Yeah.
But then it won't be my problem anymore.
I mean, for $10,000.
Well, true. For $10,000, you can replace it.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
no.
the flight goes smoothly. There are a few points where Boone does have to adjust the flight pattern in order to, according to them, avoid avoid Russian surveillance drones.
So tell me, Daniel, what classification are these drones?
I don't
Like
understand.
cheap ass Walmart drones or Kmart
Un-
drones?
Unknown. Unknown. This armadillo is not equipped with external sensors to detect type of drone, but it is able to detect their radar signature.
Well, at least we have a windshield. Otherwise, we'd be as bad as the flashlight heads.
Windows
Geth.
are a structural weakness. You do
Yep.
have some external cameras, because fun fact, you don't have a windshield. Because on something like this, windows are a structural weakness.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
how
it's fine.
fast are we going?
Not very.
I was gonna say
It's-
it's a plane.
it's not the
It's
speed.
airliner. No,
It's a
it's not
sudden
even
stop
air.
at the end.
It's not even airliner fast. It's like
Probably a couple 100-mile-hour.
Oh, okay.
Like,
200-300.
not very fast in the grand scheme of things. But-
Considering we have to get from the North Sea to the southern end of Belarus in 6 hours.
Or the Baltic Sea. You're going from the Baltic Sea flying over like Lithuania.
I'm getting us answers right now. Continue.
It is a miraculous speed for something this fucking big, heavy, and not aerodynamically designed, though.
Oh, sure. It's a flying brick.
It'll get you there. It just won't be pretty. The company that makes these probably does make something similar to the Average Joes from Alien, where their tagline is, "You always know an average Joe." Because they're so poorly made synthetics that they can't even pretend to be human.
Oh, it's only like 400 nautical miles, so it's not that far.
Not that. So it's going even slower than we thought.
It's going like 80 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour. We're doing highway speeds,
We're on the highway to hell.
basically. Yeah.
Merp
Careful,
uses
we'll get copyright struck. Your voice is too close to the original source material.
Oh shit! Sorry, bro.
And you'll give Myrrh flashbacks.
That was
Yeah,
the
Merp pops and stop it.
God. You guys are
Also-
evil.
Russell, tie a tourniquet around your neck.
Oh no, you're bleeding out of your head. Quick,
Oh, no.
tourniquet it.
Boone does alert you guys though when you get close, and it's been a while. You finally make this last turn, and you do feel the ship starting to slowly decelerate. And Boone prints out a message that says, "Pilots, please report to your max. You will land in 15 minutes."
Okay. Get ready. Fire up Little Red for, I think, the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never
Other
had to
than
plug in
walking
before.
around here.
It's Diddy's first flight too.
Some discovery flights. I'll have to blow you both up.
So what is it like plugging into this thing?
It's strange. There are physical ports on your plug suit, and there are cables that come from your mech. Both you and Myrrh are sitting almost in what looks like a sphere. And when it closes off, external cameras will start playing to give you a 360-degree view of your surroundings that you are then standing in. So it's to help you visualize this because of the fact that both of your mechs are based on one-to-one synchronized movements. It links in like most of your major joints. There are little gloves that you insert your hands into to control the hands, places to lock your feet into to move the legs. But something you notice when the major plugs run along your spine and one at the base of the neck. And when you plug into them, there is a bit of a sharp pain, a very split instant like getting a shot kind of one. And then a coldness before everything starts to sync up. And then it feels strange, like there's something else in your head that's not you, but it's not like a presence, if that makes sense. It's your mind trying to comprehend that it is now receiving signals from something outside of the body. So there is a bit of a out-of-body experience feel to all of this. You feel like you're floating somewhat. But the more you're plugged in, the more that starts to fade as your body gets used to it. You are muted.
Oh, sorry. It's gotta love it. Yeah, it's probably a little disconcerting at first.
It is strange seeing out of eyes that aren't your eyes and feeling limbs that aren't your limbs.
Ugh.
Meanwhile,
But-
Howl is strapping in like Tom Cruise and Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah, how close is Diddy to an actual goblin in design?
Pretty close, because he scrounged up all the pieces. He's a little bit more simian looking, but not that much yet.
I mean, there is probably a space for your third arm that you have attached to your waist to come out, so it still does have a
Tail.
clickety-clackety
Yeah.
tail.
Yep. But it's like putting on some extra clothes. It's just big, heavy metal clothes.
Nice. And how do you feel being the smallest one in the group for once?
Right?
Because even with the swallowtail is the closest to your height, because while it is a size 1, it's a size 1 more for its footprint rather than its height. It only stands about 8.5 feet tall because it sits on 4 legs and crawls around on the ground more like a bug.
Yeah, it's intimidating.
Oh yeah, like
It's like
no one here has
everything can step on me.
no one here has a size 2, and I think Horus might actually be the tallest of the mechs. I don't know, how tall is Little Red?
Ooh, yeah. I think
Because
they might
Little
be
Red
similar.
and Horus are both size 1, so you would both be anywhere from like 10 to 18 feet tall.
They're probably the same height.
Yeah, we'll say probably like 14, 15 feet.
Right, because I
probably-
would have designed Red probably the same as Horus.
So they're a little over twice your size.
Howler kind of feels like he did when he was in Kong, and that building turned into a giant mask.
You
How do you
mean
think I
the
felt?
50-foot tall building morphed out its fucking arms and legs and fucking stood up?
I wanted to like hold onto your foot and be like, "Daddy, please protect me."
But once everyone is strapped in, suited up, after the 15 minutes go, there's a heavy clunk, ka-chunk, and you feel a rock as this thing lands. The engine's still running. Pneumatics and hydraulics running as a whole side of it cracks open like a shell, folding out into a runway for all of you to leave with.
Ugh, finally done with this cannonball.
And outside, is a very dreary landscape outside. It is mostly barren, except for grasses. It's gray, it's a little foggy, and you do notice as you step out, it is muddy. There's a sort of sucking feeling to the mud as you take a step. Your mech's legs start to sink into the mud before they find harder ground underneath it. But the mud is almost clinging to your metal feet as you
Except
walk.
me.
Now, for me, does it feel like I'm walking barefoot?
Yes. You
Oh,
don't feel
boy.
any pain from anything, but you do
Oh,
have this
but
sensation
it
of
feels-
mud on your feet.
Yeah.
I
okay.
like to think that it's weird watching Horace step out into the mud because there's no squelch. The feet like probably go into a point, go into the mud, spread out to step, and then as they come up, they close in again like a pincer almost.
Mhm.
And it's just silent and smooth. There's no like difficulty.
And also
Kai bioplating.
a little too biological looking. Your feet
Yeah,
on
it's
Horse look
weirdly.
like feet. They don't look like metal shod boots or like clamps or the things that you usually see on the bottoms of mech's feet. Yours look like they have toes and
Oh,
arches.
No, not Horace.
Mm-hmm.
Horace won't be like that. It's still Kai bioplating, but
Not
it
quite
adds
to
to the
that extreme.
yeah. Like I said, it's almost like pincers, and as they go in, they flatten out as they hit the ground, and then they pick back up.
So
It looks.
almost more like
It's still
the
fluid, like it's almost like it's living, and how fluid it looks.
so
But it
almost
also
more
helps
like
with climbing.
the claws to chameleons, how they look like little pincers.
Yeah, and they close into a point as it goes into the
Mhm.
mud. But when it hits the ground, you don't see it, but it's spreading out to go flat to the ground. And then as it lifts up, it goes back to a point, just right out of the mud, leaving almost no tracks because it's mud, you know. I
Now,
love. This is where I'm using my Kai bioplating. Don't ask where I got the flesh.
do I feel temperature through the suit?
Yes and no. Because your body is both trying to process the sensation of what's outside the mech and the fact that you are in a controlled environment inside of it. Your body feels normal, but you do feel the sensation that outside it's chilly. It's probably about 50 degrees outside.
So basically, it's kind of the feeling. It's kind of of half feeling like you're wandering around outside in your birthday suit, huh?
Mm-hmm. Something you do notice is, and maybe Mur's walking beside you, and you even do see Wise Man's head turn towards yours, as you can only assume Mur turns to look towards you. Says, "Strange, isn't it?"
I feel like I need to put a shirt on.
Try to focus more on your body. The more you focus on the mech's sensations, the more those will come to the forefront of your mind. It takes a lot of getting used to.
In some ways, it's almost well, focusing on the mech's emotions or the mech's feelings don't seem to be too bad. I can
Yeah.
almost pretend I'm actually 15 feet tall.
It's all fun and games until you get shot. Our subjectivity
Easy,
sinks
don't get shot.
they have neural shunts that'll shut off some of the more severe feelings, but they take a fraction of a second to activate, longer than the brain takes to recognize things. I found that out when Wise Man had one of its arms blown off.
Okay, so definitely just don't get shot. Perfect.
Unless you want to know what it feels like to lose a limb.
That's why I don't use that.
Yeah, you get a Morse code blinkings from Vozigo that just say grim.
Grimgor?
Ironhide runs in, kicks all of you in the nuts, doesn't elaborate, leaves.
Well, Bobby Hill, you will find that I have no testicles.
Kick her again, Bobby.
Hit her again, Bobby. Hit. But
So anyway,
yeah, you guys, there's a slight incline, and almost the moment all of you step off, the armadillo closes back up again, and there is a buffeting sensation that definitely you feel. You feel, Indiana, and you feel the heat coming off of the engines. For the rest of you, it just feels like your mechs are getting pushed forward a bit. For Diddy, it's almost like you're getting shoved in the back, but you're able to stabilize yourself as this thing picks itself back up the ground, turns, and flies off.
all right. We're still in Belarus, correct?
Yes.
Almost home.
You're in a... It looks to be like at one point, this probably would have been a field, but it's been left fallow for decades. Nature has reclaimed it, but the nature is still sickly and not fully there. Like the field was not healthy when it was lost. Far off in the distance, you do see one of Eastern Europe's staples, a long row of trees. And you also do see an abandoned, looks like it would have been one of those, there's a name for them. They're kind of like hangars, but they're for farming equipment. They're made of metal. They're like archways.
A shed?
Is it just a shed? I thought there was a special name for them when they're that kind of metal and a kind of an arch shape.
Corrugated metal plus... oh, you're talking a Quonset hut.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Something
like,
where you
like
could
an
put
old
one-
like an old aircraft hangar, yeah.
Something where you could put something about the size of like a thresher or a combine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's all you
Yeah,
can
you
see
could
right
call
now.
it any of those things. Almost home.
You see this
You think I'll
abandoned...
figure... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You think it'll feel different when I cross the border?
Yeah, probably not.
Pripyat is just that way.
You are pretty close to the border with Ukraine.
So I was looking... Are we just like straight north of the forest?
Yes. You came pretty deep into the country.
Okay, so maybe in the valley between Masani and Ulasi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good to know. But
So what's the first step? Investigate the immediate area, or just start trucking?
well, let's get our bearings real fast. See if we didn't stumble onto poor farmer's field.
Well, I don't. Is this the exclusion zone or outside of it?
It's outside of it. You're not
Oh,
in the
right,
Red
right.
Forest.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
This just it looks like an abandoned field.
I'll just be like, this is Horace to Diddy. Can you do a quick scan, make sure there's nothing nearby? Mr. 20 sensors.
All right.
There's a faint, very faint signal coming from the hut.
You got a faint
Radio?
signal over there.
We're not gonna Uncle Owen anybody, are we?
I don't plan to.
Okay. Because if you need to, I have all of these weapons I've never tried before.
I will say it does not. The signal doesn't feel like a powered up mech. It would be
Right.
at best depowered one.
Right. And, Uncle Owen was just a farmer. I'm comparing us to the stormtroopers right now.
Yeah, that's
Are we the baddies?
even if you took a moment to like try and scan out your sensors wider or use any equipment you brought with you, this area is very, very dead.
I don't like it.
Vazago, you do see his mech kind of hunch down, hunker down, as a little radar dish.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's his
pops up.
sensors range?
What are his sensors? That's a good question.
I think
15,
20 is the
15.
highest I've seen, which is the
I think
goblin.
it might. It's. I don't think its sensors are actually too insane, but it does have the ability to like basically create a small 3D printed image of the area,
Right.
and then anything in there loses stealth. That subatomic particle isn't where I left it. Its sensors are 20.
Damn. All right. Yeah.
Hmm.
And something you guys notice is as Vazago's mech sits still, it completely disappears from view. It
Hey,
seems to be a passive system.
I was going to say, whoever made your mech read a lot of Dale Brown, huh?
You just get a click back that says integrated cloaking.
Right. Flight of the Old Dog. Or was that... No, that wasn't Flight of the Old Dog. That was something else. Anyways, we're about 6.5 miles, well, 6 miles from Pripyat, about 7 miles from the Red Forest. So maybe we investigate the radio source and then start heading south?
Seems
Probably,
like as
yeah.
good an
Yeah,
idea as
south.
any.
We're going to have to cross the river at some point, so...
With any luck, we're not too far from that camp we were supposed to find.
I hope we're not. Otherwise, it's... Go ahead.
Fosgo's mech stands back up, and it looks like a piece of the ground has gotten up. You think that part of it is photosensitive cells, which is why it only activates when he's standing still, as they can start mimicking the colors and textures around them. It's like a cuttlefish.
It's a gecko! Or that too.
Oh, cuttlefish can not only mimic colors, they can mimic textures.
True.
They
True
can
dat,
look
Holmes.
like sand. They can look like
Yeah,
coral.
it's crazy watching a video of like, looks like a fucking coral reef, and then one of the corals just lifts off. And you're like, what?
Yeah, there's an octopus that can do that too. It's frightening.
Yeah.
It can make
So-
something look like a sea snake.
Mm-hmm.
It probably is a little disconcerting, especially to you, Diddy, since you're just human-sized, to see what looks like a piece of the ground, complete with the texture of the ground, just get up and start walking. It takes a moment for the
Right,
cells
man.
to go back to their standard look.
Your local kobold would be excited.
I have nothing interesting to add to this. You have reminded me of that video of that person picking up a blue-ringed octopus because they're a dumb tourist in Australia.
Oh, that. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea.
Who knows what happened? We don't.
He doesn't either. Not
It's
anymore.
between him and God.
Emergency services knows.
Yeah.
It's a short trek to get to this area, and soon enough, the signal pops up on your guys' sensors too. It's incredibly faint. Even as you get closer, it doesn't pick up in intensity. It seems to be a signal coming off of a core,
A core.
like an energy core off of a mech.
Hmm.
Their power core.
Oh, so like somebody's farm equipment.
Mm-hmm. But when you get to the hangar, the doors are closed, although this hangar has not been maintained in decades. You can tell that part of the ceiling has collapsed. The doors are barely hanging on, but they are there enough to hide anything from view.
Well, I suppose we should go take a look before we start our way south, yes?
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, we need to make sure we're not going to be followed.
Yeah. Indiana can take the lead. After all, I have that stupid high AC for a reason.
Yup.
I have like D&D armor class. It's stupid. So,
You
I'll,
you do you reach out to like slide the hangar door open?
yeah, with the mech. Something I
The
wouldn't probably be able to do with a normal setup.
that's something else you notice is you have complete tactile control over the fingers. Not a lot of mechs have complete finger control. Some of them have to an extent, but this is abnormal levels of control. And you feel the rusted metal as you go to grip it with your hand, and it crumbles in your hand.
It's so disconcerting almost.
Yeah. Uh,
You move to slide the door, and again, the handle just completely disintegrates in your hand, and there's a groan as the door half slumps inward. Just that was only holding there by the fact that it had gotten itself into a sort of stasis, a sort of balance.
Mm-hmm.
It falls down, and inside the floor of the hangar had once been pristine concrete, now cracked and potted, grasses and other plants coming in through the cracks and the grouting. And you see what was giving off the sensors is lying directly in the middle, slumped over to one side, is a mostly destroyed mech. It is a torso, a head, and an arm is all that's left, slumped over, half propped up against the wall,
free parts.
in just total disrepair.
What is it?
It's hard to tell at first, but it seems like, as you look at it, it was probably once. Actually, if you guys want to make a roll to get like more out of this, I'll let you make a roll.
Sure.
But
why
you
not?
could tell flat off, no roll, is this thing was not militarized.
Okay. What kind of role are you looking for?
Anything involving perception or knowing things about mechs.
Uh,
Or like
all I've
you
got
have
is
wasteland
Read the
mechanic.
situation.
I don't have that anymore. I have hacker fix.
Read a situation I would allow. And I
Okay.
would allow the fix.
Yeah,
You'd
I
be
have
getting different things out of it.
and I have invent create and hacker fix, but I'll use invent create.
Yeah,
Okay.
the different things will just get you different information out of this. Ooh!
Damn.
Oh, I thought I rolled the 20 because I clicked it and a 20 rolled. I was like, yeah,
All right, I'll
Yeah.
go down the list.
that's a piece of junk.
Howler, it's easy to read the situation here that this was a piece of a mech that had been turned into farming equipment. And it looks like it had long ago been picked over for parts. But something else you notice is that someone has come by since. Still a long time ago, you could estimate years, 5 years at the least, and has almost given this thing last rites. There's a tarp that has half fallen off and decayed since, but looks like it had been thrown over it as if to cover a body. But that has since mostly fallen off, now hangs off of the side where its arm would be missing. Indiana, you recognize that this is an ancient model of mech. This was a
Okay, are we-
model that would have been from World War III, late 40s.
Oh,
Completely
okay.
demilitarized. All of its parts that would have been useful as like weapon mounts or anything have been long since corroded over. And you know that it was not uncommon in this part of the world for military equipment to be demilitarized and especially used for farming.
Okay.
And saying, yeah, this is a hunk of junk. You assume that the parts aren't even worth their weight in scrap.
Right.
This thing belongs in the museum.
You belong in a
It
museum.
belongs in a museum.
It looks like someone wanted to give it a proper burial, but, mech.
Well, it got the Australian Army treatment. Looks like it was decommissioned after the war, turned into a tractor of some sort. But all that's left now of it is this.
How long do you think it's just been sitting here?
Well, she was built for the Third World War, so 1945, 1947. She's older than dirt. But how long she's been sitting like this, indisposed? That's anybody's guess.
If any of you had to venture a guess, it would have been around the time of Shiva that it was abandoned.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just an old, desiccated remains of this farming mech left to rot in the open.
It's almost a shame. I put a point down on my map. Maybe actually I'll climb out of my mech. And get a closer look.
All right. Do you have any? I'll let it carry you. Something
Okay.
you notice as you climb out is when you unplug from your mech, there's again that sharp pain, then like a flood of warmth as your mind is rushed back into your body. And for a moment, your legs feel a little too small, a little too clumsy. It feels like you're getting pulled back into yourself. But it passes relatively quickly, within the span of a couple seconds. It's disorienting, maybe even a little nauseating, but it goes pretty quickly, and then you're back to normal. But as you climb out of your mech and you look around, you notice something. The drape that had fallen over and been like off to one side, you pull it back just enough and you see someone was living here fairly recently. Someone had used the fact that this tarp had fallen in such a way to make a small shelter. You see a chemical burner for heating things. You see a small sleeping bag, empty bottles of water.
How old is it? How old is the camp?
You estimate that the person would have left maybe a couple days ago. But there's enough here you would think they would come back for it.
Oh, we don't have Kong. I was like, you want to play some Mine Down?
Jesus!
So mean.
Wow.
What if
Ah,
they're an enemy
a
combatant?
transient civilian. Time to blow him up.
Okay, so basically, you said it was a couple days.
Yeah, and nothing here. Like the most you find like of a weapon is you do find like a disc in the bag, like it had been tucked away so it wasn't immediately visible. Is like a survival knife.
I will leave the knife. Because out here, I mean, that's That's akin to murder. That's letting someone wander in the desert with no water.
And you do find some discarded supplies, water, shelf-stable foods, a couple Russian military MREs.
Ah, yes, expired in 2006. Great.
Pretty much. And this might make you feel more at home, you find a couple cans of Tachanka.
She'll look at that and go, makes my stomach turn just thinking about it.
Hell yeah, fuck Tachanka.
So she'll head back towards her mech and go, someone's made a shelter out of this recently.
Do we know if it's any danger to us or just a
This
civilian?
person is dirt poor. They have some basic supplies, a knife, whatever they have, if anything that's valuable on their person, it's on their person.
You'd think they would have taken any food or water with them if they were leaving.
Which means they're coming back, most likely. But I doubt this person here is out wandering around with, I don't know, an anti-mech missile or anything.
Yeah.
Fair.
A little
We should just leave it.
grimly. When you say this person will be back potentially, a little grimly Vosgo does tap out if.
Oh yes, it's entirely possible that they are dead somewhere in the wilderness too.
Grim. Kind of like it.
So other than this, the only thing you notice other than this is there's the foundation is all that's left of what was probably once a farmhouse of some kind.
Right.
Nothing remaining of the frame, nothing remaining of walls, is just the foundation.
It's dark. One might almost say it is grimdark.
Bum bum bum.
It's not dark out, it's just really gray. Morally gray!
Mine.
No, I would say that's a morally evil action, is leaving a mine to kill a civilian.
Or enemy combatant. We don't know.
That's the problem with things
Right.
like mines. They are just they aren't addressed to anybody in particular. It's just to whom it may concern.
The Murray does not recognize friend or foe.
Basically. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't feel comfortable mining it, but we don't have any mines, so I don't have to worry about that.
I think Mur has like magnet mines,
No,
but they wouldn't
no.
work on a person. Or they
Don't
might
offer-
like pull it all of the iron in your blood and give
Don't-
you a fucking heart attack.
Okay, how strong would that magnet have to be for that
It's
to
strong
happen?
enough to yoink a mech several spaces.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a point.
This 40-ton machine just got whoop 30 feet that way. That's a pretty strong magnet. And you
Oh,
guys do
boy.
remember when you were in DC and you saw him use it on his mag cannon on people. It does yank people by either
Yeah.
things they're wearing or you have to assume by the metals in their body.
God.
Actually, a strong enough magnet, it does the opposite. It repels the iron and stuff in your blood. But
Ooh.
yeah, so
It's trying to go one way, but it's pulling all of your equipment the other.
Yeah.
Ew! Ooh! God, Lancer's
That's-
fucked up.
That's nasty.
Lancer's so messed up. Ugh.
Love it. I mean, what?
Based war crimes.
But okay, so anyway,
Yeah, you guys saddle back up, or you saddle back up, at least, Indiana.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like
and I go,
I'm already
I-
saddled.
let's use that frequency and get the hell out of here.
Wait, what?
You were
We
given
were
a
given frequency by tower.
Yeah, let's find our allies.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the frequency to leave. I was like, what? We still gotta
Yeah,
go.
didn't you play that game of Metal Gear Solid? That episode of Snake, when you're ready for exfil, just find me on frequency 82.91.
And then you dial it.
So.
Yep.
All right.
You put this frequency into your radios, and you do hear it's an old Slavic nursery rhyme. It goes da 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 da, and it's in Russian. But you would recognize. Well, Indiana's probably the one that recognizes it. First, it's in Russian, then it's in Ukrainian, then it's in Belarusian. It's cycling through different languages, but it's a song about when you go to sleep, little child, keep your feet in the bed, or the wolf will crawl out from under your bed and eat your toes.
Love it.
Pedophiles
Very,
existed even back then.
No, it's not even about that. It's about, boy, everything here in the East sucks.
Yep.
Wolves break into your house and eat your children. Yum,
Yum yum.
Anybody understand those songs? Closest thing I can think of to what I'm hearing is that Leak song.
It's a not a nursery. Nurse. What are they called? I forget.
Lullaby.
Yeah, it's a lullaby.
That sounds like one weird lullaby.
And once it cycles through all these languages, it stops for a second. And then you do hear someone speaking, also cycling through these languages, and they seem to be giving orders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this group move to this position, this group move here. Small skirmish broken out at this village, you know, please assist, things like that.
Huh.
And it does say supplies needed at Central Command Post, and then it rattles off coordinates.
Well, there's our coordinates. Maybe we should go say hi, introduce ourselves.
Definitely.
Bosco taps out carefully.
What? I don't think there's any reason we couldn't go out brandishing guns. After all, that's, you know...
mission.
Exactly. Russian stealth.
And one that you would like, Indiana's, there is Russian soldiers and mechanized assault walkers have blocked off highway, whatever. We have told them, go fuck yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Russian warship, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's very insurgent in the sense that there's not a lot of professionalism over this radio. Occasionally, even when it's over the lullaby will cut out and someone will interrupt saying something, and it tends to be, it just sounds like it could be just some guy who's talking about things.
And so I tell you, comrades, fear not the winter. Fear the wolves inside of our own compounds. Some shit like that.
You do hear a fair amount of talk about wolves.
Yup. I believe it.
Which could mean one of two things come to your mind. It's either wolves referring to enemies There is one other person you know of who speaks of wolves in their rhetoric quite frequently.
Iblis.
Mm-hmm. Could it be referring to enemies? Could it be referring to Kairos?
Jesus.
Could they be working with Kairos?
There was this chittering noise, and I thought it was coming from the game. I was like, "Oh God, what's happening? What's about to attack us?" And then I was like, "It's that link you gave us." There's like a weird chittering or something at one point.
Yeah.
I was like, "Whew."
Those are
I thought
called
you were playing
xenomorphs.
Yeah, it's like I thought you were playing a noise. I was like, "No, no, 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 no."
Wait.
Oh, no,
Not okay, not okay, not okay, not okay.
No. Xenomorphs attack all of you. That would take this campaign in a very different direction. Aliens.
God, I would have to eat so much crow from Greasy.
And Sin.
I told you.
Oh, and Sin. I knew it. We
The
were right.
space people. They came from the moon.
God.
But
You know what? I can't even talk shit about you right now. You piss me off so much.
it's about 5 miles to get to the coordinates. And Vozigo does click back second most likely position in reference to the map he drew up.
Ah, I was
Mhm.
like, what? That makes sense.
Okay.
So you guys start heading that way. Are you actively trying to disguise yourselves, or are you just moving?
We're trying to be. How stealthy can you be in a mech? Well, we're all size 1s, so.
Mm-hmm. And it's... Go ahead.
We will make like Tuscan Raiders. We will march single file to hide our numbers.
I was like, I mean, Horus has like the dull, golden, grayish, somewhat purple. Can look like terrain. You're bright red.
Yeah, one of you can literally turn invisible as long as you don't move. One of you is just the size of a person and could hide in a ditch. One of you is bright red with a cloak.
And one's gold and purple, which can work in like maybe a field, like a wheat field.
Or like a heath field.
We're going to the Red Forest.
I know. When we get there, you'll be great.
Then someone will say, well, the Red Forest isn't actually red.
There is something that would be worth pointing out: is the Red Forest is not actually red.
Well, then why would you know what? Never mind.
Because everything got named red after a certain point in history. Everything was red. Everything's red.
Them damn Reds.
In China, they
God.
changed the traffic lights to where red meant go for 2 months.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
That caused more accidents than they had had in the 6 years prior.
Yeah.
Red means go?
So, by the way, is this a radio signal? Is it getting stronger as we head south?
Yes, it does get stronger. So you are imagining that you are getting closer to the transmitter.
X marks the spot.
And eventually, as you guys get there, give me like another read a situation. If you have read a situation. Because something you notice is
do.
the first thing you notice is Vozigo's mech stops, hunkers down, as low to the ground as it can get. Okay, both of you notice. Yeah, they found you first.
Oh, they did. Lovely.
You are
Oh, I
close
do have
enough to
read a
their
situation.
they are close enough to your territory that it's not surprising they would see you before you would see them. You see this too.
Yeah.
Sin. And it's a mix of soldiers and very small, not even mechs, more like power armors.
Half-size
Hiding.
mix.
Yeah, but they're closer to the power armors you saw at Mr. Nothing's fortress than actual
T-62Bs.
pretty much. But and they are big and clunky like T-62s. But they are hiding in ditches. They're hiding in the trees. And when you get close enough, they reveal themselves. And you hear over your radio where it's like, that is far enough, strangers. But they are speaking in Russian.
Right.
But you notice they are not wearing the colors of the Russian army. And you notice on some of them, they're wearing stylized bears as symbols.
We'll stop. I'm
I
looking at
don't.
Howler
bears.
like,
If you found the bears.
oh god, the football team? Well, actually, we have nothing to worry about. Let's continue. Their defense couldn't stop shit.
They're gonna lose this fight. Like they lose everything.
Well,
Oh, don't
We
you know
just-
this year we're the bears?
I was gonna say, well, we just lost all of our Chicago Bears fans. Oh wait, all one of them. Every Chicago Bears fan stopped watching us. Oh wait, there are no Chicago Bears fans.
Based.
On what?
But lack of fans.
Economic housing crisis of 2008.
No. But yeah, their weapons range from basically pipe rifles to what seemed to have been like seized heavier ordnance.
All right, Howler. You're the leader, so why don't I let you do the talking? Oh, wait.
Mainly because I don't speak Russian.
You don't speak Ukrainian or Russian or Belarusian, no?
Nope.
Yeah, would respond. We're just having this conversation on internal comms, just standing
Yeah.
here while they're like,
And they are like, you can tell some of them are steady. Some of them are terrified.
This internal conversation's going on. I/horse raised my hand and wave it at them.
God.
And you see, as you raise your hand, they do, like, some of them get a bit jumpier.
So I would say on speaker, unidentified contacts. State your business in this area.
Fuck you. Is our area.
I
Please
didn't
divert
say it
towards-
wasn't. I just said this area.
You have stumbled on the home of the bear. Sever protects this region. If you are working with the shills, then go home.
Shills.
Yakshas who come and take government contracts to stop us.
I think the Vranya has gotten to your head. We are Yakshas. We are not some sort of state-sponsored mercenary. Meanwhile, it's exactly what we are. We are state-sponsored
State-sponsored
mercenaries.
Just for a different group.
Yeah, for the US. We heard you had oil in this area. We've come to collect.
Uh-oh.
The one supply chain you do not fuck with.
Don't touch our boats and we'll leave you alone.
Don't fuck with our boats and don't fuck with gas prices.
And we'll leave you alone.
Exactly.
But they're one of the ones in the power armor kind of steps up and is looking at you more, and he's got his rifle down.
Mhm.
And by rifle I mean recoilless rifle. And it's just like,
Right.
if you say you are who you say you are, then why do you come here?
Because we're looking for Sever, if you claim to be Sever.
You imagine that he's speaking on internal comms as he turns and starts speaking off in the direction of more power armor wielding insurgents before he nods and it's like, we will take you to the sisters.
So
They will
easily.
see if you are up and holds out hands like, Mechs only go so far. Then you get out.
That might be an issue. How do I know you don't take off with our mechs after we've left them?
Internal to Kong or to Howler. I'd like to see them try.
He kind of just chuckles and is like, I'm sure you have
He
stuff to
admits he's
stop
very
us.
sorry.
Besides, we look like we have supplies to maintain Big Stumpy Robot.
No, but filling them with explosives and sending them wandering down the street to the nearest Ruski outpost makes sense, doesn't it sound like?
We have done before, yes. Big boom, blow up fireworks factory.
Yes, I know exactly the time you speak of. No, I suppose these sisters don't really care what reasons we have to be here, but if it's all the same to you, we want to go to Duga.
You wish to go into the exclusion zone.
Correct.
Are you here with the doctors? The people who come before? We also took them to Duga, but they never came back. We told
We're
them
here.
Duga is graveyard for a reason.
We are here to get them, or at least find what is left of them.
If wolves have not already picked over their bodies, we told them the wolves live in the forest.
Well, that is unfortunate considering I look like Little Red Riding Hood, yes?
Big bad wolf blow down all of you, especially little one, pointing at Howler. For the first time in this
Robot.
game.
He puts his fist on his hips. Did he say something bad about me?
Wait, what did he
It's
say?
just like, well, that's me. What do I do? And then points at Howler.
Wait, what did he say again?
He's like, the wolf, big bad wolf will knock you all down, especially the little one.
Oh, I translate for Howler.
Hey,
Howler starts tearing up. That's not nice.
I move faster in this mech. It's the first try for this. Never mind. Just keep talking to them.
All right. So, I suppose you still want us to meet with the sisters.
No one goes through territory without their knowing. You come with us, or you leave. No in between.
Put it in internal comms. All right. Let's somebody talk me out of firing the first shot.
Now, all I'm saying is I could just shoot through them all. But I
Okay,
know
since
we're here
you've
peacefully.
decided, since you've
serious?
We are here peacefully. We're not gonna hurt anyone.
no, I was mostly kidding. Basically, what I was trying to get at is, I was waiting for Sin to agree with me, so then I had something other than a rational reason to disagree with Sin.
Well, now you see, the way I look at it is you always prepare for both options. We can do this peacefully. If I need to do it non-peacefully, I can do that too. I prefer not to, but
You can get out of your mech and it will still function. They don't know that.
exactly.
Let's just do what they ask so that we can get them to calm down. We're
They will
trying to
protect our
de-escalate
mechs.
the situation.
Horse is set
Okay.
and Kong will protect the mechs.
Exactly, and I don't even know if they know that you're in a mech, Howler.
Yeah, you're not really a mech. You're just like a powered suit.
True.
Yeah, some of these power armors are probably a little chunkier than a goblin.
Yeah. The goblin is like, I have a frame around me. Please don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me. I'm so small.
Okay. Yeah. She'll say, all right, we will follow.
Excellent. No funny business. As he turns around.
I've just gotten home. Why would I try and mess things up now?
He actually does pause and look back over his shoulder. It's like, this is home. They took home from us. We take it back. Maybe you will all work out after all.
If only my parents ran away from here. It's the home I never got to see.
Welcome to Belarus. One day free.
One day.
So I realized my data plating translates all languages. I can't speak them, but I can at least
Mhm.
understand them.
You at least understand
Nice.
what they're saying.
That's why I was like, I just translate for Howler when the guy points at him, and I kind of laugh a little. Direct communication.
And something, they all kind of freak out when you guys start moving again because, again, Vozoko's mech just seems to appear.
Oh yeah.
Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But I'm sure one of you is like, it just does that.
Oh, don't worry about that one. It tends to just kind of blend in with the surroundings. It is a little scary. Don't get me wrong, but you get used to it.
And they take you
So we
a
hopped out of our
couple
mechs, right?
miles.
Or are we still in our mechs?
They'll tell you when they want you out.
Okay.
But they take you a couple of miles, and you can see it looks like a small village just off in the distance, a little creek separating you. And they find a nice copse of trees, and they say, "This spot will be big enough to hide all of your fancy toys. Get out. No funny business."
He says it's like Horace grabs a branch and pulls up into the trees, and then lowers a hand down so I can just like walk down it with
They're
my
like,
mag blades.
They do point at you, probably at Howler, and like, "You're fine. You're fine. Just
Our
take helmet.
bullets can still hit you.
Take helmet off. That will be good enough."
Yeah. No. Indiana will dismount. Can we say we've integrated her stealth armor with the
Yes.
plug suit? Perfect.
I'm in my
And something
flex
you
suit,
do
so I look like
notice is they give you all lookovers, but they really give Vozico a look over. And says the one in the power armor walks closer to you, Indiana, and kind of leans just like, "That one. One of the sick ones, yes?"
She looks and goes, "Is that a problem?"
The wolves look for the sick ones. Is he a wolf?
He's with me. And if you can't trust him, then I guess you can't trust me.
It will be for the sisters to decide. As he starts leading you across this river, the water's cold, but it only comes up about halfway towards your knee. And into this little village. Most of the buildings have been gutted and repurposed into other things. He takes you towards what looks like at one point it was an Orthodox church with a small graveyard around it. Most of the top of the steeple's been blown off. Who knows how long ago? Again, everything is in a state of disrepair.
Bless you.
Very stalker-ish. Some of the buildings even have wooden walkways that have been built between them, small walls put up to interconnect buildings. But as you approach the place, you do notice that the radio antenna is actually up in the steeple. So that must be where this transmission is coming from.
You're not worried about anyone targeting your signal?
We rotate our signal frequencies commonly. Interesting that you had this one.
Well, we got it from Happier.
Yes, the doctors are smart, if not unwise, going into the forest. We tried to warn them. Do not blame us for what happened.
We don't blame you. We also understand why they went in there. There are some things more important than your. There are some things that are worth risking your life for.
He nods in understanding, then opens the door to the church and just nods up, kind of swings his head to motion all of you in.
Hmm.
And inside,
Yeah.
it seems to be a headquarters of sorts. There are various spots where people have set up computer arrays and things, communications, dispatchers. But at the head, there is a small mat hung over the pulpit, the area with people making motions, moving things here, moving things there. And there are two women. Both of them are wearing ponchos because you can notice one is missing her left arm, one is missing her right arm. And you turn and see, and there is a scar starting from their neck, running down the side, opposite on either one. One on its left, one on its right.
Mm-hmm.
They both are wearing what you would say is like military garb that would be fitting for this time, this place, this season for camouflage. But then big bears on the chests of their plate carriers.
Well, Sin was gonna make a joke, but not, and was gonna keep it inside. But it's not a joke anymore; it's an actual thing. I was like, oh, separated at birth, and then you described the scar. I was like, oh, they were at some point, not birth, but
And they are identical to one another. Dark brown hair, deep dark eyes, pale skin. They look at the
Good.
two of you and like expectantly.
Greetings. We were told to meet that we are from Happier. I am from the government, and I am here to help.
Oh no, 9 scariest words in the world.
We are from the government, and we're here to help.
One of them smiles, whispers something to the
No.
other, and she kind of chuckles, and then puts her one arm on her hip and is like, "The doctors send more people to die in the forest, but you do not look like the others."
Correct. I have no intention of dying.
Neither did they. I am Belabog, and this is my sister Chernobog.
Belabog and Chernobog.
You would recognize being the prime Slavic deity and the prime Slavic evil deity.
Mm-hmm. You may call me Indiana. This is Howler. This is Sin.
I raised my hand as I got high.
And this is Vazago. And I forgot Mur. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mur
and Mur.
and Vazago. Mur and Vazago.
They do pause when you mention the name Vozico
Mm-hmm.
and give him a long look. And then the one who had been quiet before now, Chernobog, speaks up and is like, "The doctors run with wolves now."
No longer a wolf.
Interesting. I hope that they stay that way.
Vazago has made a promise to me that he will be by my side and loyal.
People will smile at you as they say the prettiest things with a knife behind their back. How do we know that we can trust you?
Say it.
Say what?
I'm from the government.
Oh. My
No.
question to you is, Why do you need to trust me if all I intend to do is go south and then leave from there?
Belobog speaks up, kind of not stepping in front of her sister, but beside her, slightly in her way, and is like, "My sister is the paranoid sort. It helps you live longer out here. We understand what you are here for. You're here, I assume, to find the bodies of your compatriots and take them back.
Among other things, yes.
But bringing a wolf, whether it be in the back or not, through here, we trusted the wolves once to help us with our goals.
Well,
And now, the Machine Queen, she rules the forest."
not for much
Oh
longer.
shit!
Not
For
for
just
much longer.
internal comms.
Aw, shit.
Yep. Just the Machine Queen does not scare us. We have dealt with the Machine Queen before.
Bravado and foolishness are hard to distinguish from one another. Sometimes it is fine to be afraid.
Now, if it helps in the slightest, this wolf has been a little defanged, if one could say so.
Have you
Yeah,
heard
turn
of what
your
happened to
look.
Korsan? How
They
Korsan?
look to each other, and then Chernobog just gets a big grin and is like, heroes come to roost.
Correct. If you want to call us heroes.
Anyone who
yes.
kills the big bad wolf is hero of old story, no?
Little Red Riding Hood, in some stories, does in fact kill the wolf.
Isn't it normally the huntsman, though?
Shut up.
Chernobog waves her arms like, details.
Right. Details. Shut up.
You are not friend of wolf. We are not friend of wolf. That means we are aligned for now.
The enemy of my enemy.
The forest was once a good place for us to hide. The Reds are too superstitious to follow us into the exclusion zone. There are old stories that there are things that live in it. That at the center, if you make your way to the old core, you can get a wish.
Yes, the wish of dying from radiation of the elephant's foot.
We never said that it was real. They do not follow us there, for they say that anyone who fails to find the wish giver is left to roam forever. We will tell you this: if our friends say that you have reason to go to Duga.
Yes.
Duga is a dead place. I wouldn't go, even if it was to collect bodies.
Then there must be something much more important for us to do there, wouldn't you agree?
Belobog smiles and says, "Maybe. What does it to you? You're just here to help your doctor friends, yes?"
Man.
The Machine Queen.
She is using Duga.
To what end? We do not know, but if you are able to destroy it, if you are able to return the forest to us, perhaps we will tell you what we know.
That would be much appreciated.
It was the same condition we gave the doctors. If they can stop the array, if they can find a way for us to take back our old bases, there's information that Sever knows that no one else does. The doctors who are so concerned with curing the sick would want to know.
Are you offering us the same deal?
You are with the doctors. The deal is also yours.
Well, then I suppose in maybe a day's time we will come to collect.
We will provide you with an escort to the edge of the exclusion zone. No funny business. We want to make sure that you're not running off to report us.
To who? The Russians?
They offer good money to Yakshas.
They also offer bullets to the back of the head for anyone that fails them.
Chernobog laughs. He goes, "No, you simply fall out window."
Hunter laughs.
which is why my hotel rooms are always on the first floor.
Smart girl.
Then again, I hear polonium is a lot easier to come by than it used to be.
Everything's a lot easier to come by ever since the big space rock ended everything.
The
If
end
you
of
know
the
it.
world.
We will
Yes,
take you there tomorrow. It is not safe to go during the day. You could go at night if you so desired, but it's better to wait until first light.
that is acceptable.
There are things in the forest that do not like the light, that do not like sound.
Oh
Be
shit!
careful.
They don't like sound. We could have brought. Should have brought Max.
Max is here. Max is
It's
here.
here.
I wonder if she would have brought the smaller version, whatever her other alternate is.
We'll have to wait and ask.
Yeah,
Because she is also T-posing in the corner.
Yeah.
She almost got stuck on the on the armadillo, but thankfully, because it was a cutscene, she was able to transition into her model just kind of phased into Max, and then Max started moving normally. Max's animations aren't glitched,
Gotta love
but all of her dialogue options are. Yeah, they say he's a dead. The forest, Duga, they're dead places. The dead walk.
I've heard rumors to that effect. Because I'm trying to remember, I got told something about that, didn't I?
Pretty much the same thing. Gop said when you go in there, don't be loud. There are things in there that don't like loud sounds.
Ah, It's a Quiet Place, Part 3. This one also without John Krasinski. Which is why it is... Actually, it's not made by Hollywood bigwigs, so it might be good.
How do you know I'm not a Hollywood bigwig?
Because you live in Kansas.
Fuck, you're right. Yeah. That's what they'll offer you, is they'll take you there in the morning. Do you have any question? Yeah, Bellabog would be like, we've already been telling you much, but how rude of us to not offer you the hospitality of our little village. If there's anything you need that we can give you that is not too expensive, or if you're willing to trade for it. And if you have any questions about your inevitable demise wandering into the dead place, you can also ask us.
I will have to think on it overnight and get back to you tomorrow morning. If we could spare a warm room and a cot or a bedroll.
We have something close enough to that. One can be hard to find in the nights these days. But it will work. You will not freeze.
Good. Otherwise, I was afraid I would have to breach my reactor core for the warmth. They don't get it. It's an inside joke. They don't get it, but it's an inside joke.
Mur just kind of gives you a hard knock to the ribs for that, because that's how Frank got cancer.
Yeah.
Frank chose to live that way. Frank chose to live that way.
And Myrrh might have cancer for all he knows, because he was also in that mech a lot of the time.
Like
But
I
it might
said,
just be
Frank
eaten by the space cancer.
chose that life, okay? I am not, I'm not knocking the man, but he chose that life.
And he didn't choose the Genghis life. Genghis life chose him.
I mean, he didn't have to choose the TBK life.
Fair. He didn't have to be the world burner.
Yep.
Yeah. If there's nothing else, we are busy women.
That is
Internally, directly to Howler is just, yeah, but their hands are full.
wow.
Oh wow, it's very hard for Howard not to laugh.
You are horrible people.
I only said it directly to Howler.
See, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll say it. You're horrible people.
Yeah.
I at least don't make fun of the dead. I at least don't make fun of the living.
I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
Are these dead?
I wait until you're dead first.
Well, there at least one limb of them is. But yeah, they both turn back, and assuming you have nothing else to ask them.
At least not right now, because I am a little woozy and I can't think straight.
That's fair.
But no, not for the moment. Just gonna cockily walk into the Red Forest next session, and then walk right back out.
I think
I
this
get to
actually
finally
is.
meet my queen. I mean, the queen.
My queen.
I am questioning my queen.
The queen.
You're
We
questioning?
have non-believers, but spit on them. What was going through Sin's head when they said the Machine Queen and that? Ah, shit!
Just like, oh, we're gonna have to go deal with that. Oh, that's not gonna
All of
be
a sudden, Jove goes, "My queen."
Yeah, it's gonna be a set cycling with Jove to make sure neither cascades or goes out of control.
The whole time it's like, "My queen."
I thought they can't cascade with you around.
They can, but they will
can,
never recognize him as a
as me.
threat.
But specifically, my servant prevents, I think, the others from cascading. Yeah,
Yeah.
so as long as your custom and HP vouches for you, other cascading will not see me as evil. And my AI is installed in my mech, so Jove and Set cannot enter Cascade unless I choose to let them go. Period. Same with
I've
Kong.
never been able to have you guys cascade because you both started with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've never been able to have a player cascade because the others don't have NHPs.
For a reason.
Ironically, because well, I'll have to worry about it with Sybil because I think she has the Sekhmet class NHP because it's a Blackbeard.
Now the
And that's the one
Agni,
that Agni is Genghis.
Agni could have cascaded, but
Oh, yeah.
someone hard reset every day. Good morning. I remember what you did yesterday. Good morning. I'm Agni. Nice to meet you.
We put Cthulhu in a box, and then we keep resetting Cthulhu in his box so that he thinks that we're friends. That's NHP.
Yeah, you don't do that?
I don't put him in the box to begin with. I don't want to fuck with that. I believe that there are some things science should not do. And putting Cthulhu in a box is one of them. But, yeah. If there's nothing else, they will actually lead you into the cellar of the old church that's been converted into a barrack of sorts.
Okay.
It's cold. It's kind of, everything's a little moist, a little wet. But other than that, it is a safe and secure place to rest for the night.
Nice. Yeah,
think that-
find a corner and then turn up the environmental regulations on the suit. Be like, all right, everyone have a good night and don't get stabbed.
Sin, try not to try to make me laugh in situations where it could get me shot.
I'll promise.
What did you two say?
Something incredibly inappropriate, I'm sure.
Very
Myrrh
Yes.
asking.
Sin just said that the sisters may have their hands full.
Oh, come on, Sin. That's not funny.
Sin, that's actually it holds out a fist.
You are all evil, evil people. And there's a guy from Cairo standing next to me.
Hey.
Rodrigo does actually kind of not hard, but a little bit as a watch yourself, kind of socks Myrrh for that one.
evil. I just like to have a good time. And speaking of, you think they're good with their hands?
Ew, don't you have
Winks and
a
walks
girlfriend?
off.
I
I'll
am
tell
going.
Sybil you were asking that.
God, you are. You know what? The longer that you are around men, the closer I think you are to becoming becoming her.
I'm a mech pilot, says Min.
I'm a mech pilot.
I'm a fuckboy, says Min.
Says Min, and Sin. Sin goes.
And
I'm
Sin
a
at the same time.
right.
Yeah. I think that's probably
Oh,
where
yeah.
we'll wrap up for tonight. All of you getting comfortable, or as comfortable as you can in this situation.
Yep.
Just trying to
Gonna
get
say,
some sleep.
I've got my flex
First
suit.
night away from home. Deep, deep away from home. Before, you could always, even in the desert, could rely on the Calliope to come and find you. But here, maybe it clicks, maybe it doesn't for your characters. That this is probably the most alone you've all been in a long time.
I'm so lonely. I am so lonely.
We all have each other.
So
Yay!
lonely,
I have nobody.
so lonely and sadly alone.
Oh, the cat's looking at me like, why are you singing? Stop it.
Zappa isn't
Why?
capable of such complicated thoughts.
What are you talking about? Look at this face.
I do look at that face and there's nothing there. There is no brain behind those eyes. It's like looking at a fish.
I know you said fish, but it did not sound like fish.
I don't want to know what you heard, so we're just going to start wrapping up.
Bitch.
Fuck, now I gotta do it. Bitch.
Okay.
All right. We will start our sign-offs with Computer King.
Greetings, I'm the Computer King, the supervillain of streaming. And yeah, somebody tried to make me laugh in a very inappropriate time where I would get shot by Russians.
Belarusians.
Belarusians.
Yes, we got you. We were going to get killed by the bears.
Go Bears.
But I made it
45 to
through.
2.
And that's good. And tomorrow, if we still have the game, and Saturdays, I'm in Lands of Bavaria. But I'm not there as Douche because he got killed by a dragon skeleton.
He got douched.
He got douched. Well, but I'll have a new character tomorrow, and that character may seem familiar to some people. It'll be fun.
Uh-oh.
Ooh!
Also, I'm working on setting up secure contained roleplay where some SCPs get found by some people and, well, hijinks ensue. Back to you, GM.
Ah, hell yeah, I'm gonna get my neck snapped by the peanut. And also, I'm now going to switch over to Gunner.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah Smith. Today you caught me. You did not catch me running, Yakshas.
I mean,
Otherwise,
if you want to.
You caught me really enjoying playing.
yeah, you caught me really, really enjoying Yakshas. I know I haven't been here in a minute or 4, but yeah, no, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be back, and yeah, we're gonna kick some ass in Duga. That's me. Oh yeah, you could find me on Wednesdays running over the horizon, where I'm actually running that one. I promise. I promise.
Are you sure? Are you sure we don't actually run it with shenanigans?
I mean, you guys, I don't have a problem with that. You guys make it fun.
Fair. All right, last and certainly least, we're going to move on to Daniel.
What up?
Wow.
It's your boy. It's your boy Sassy Me Nasty 1699999999. You caught me here running away from my dark traumatic past as a soldier that was on the battlefield being stomped on by giant mechs, and playing Sin, whose actual name is Hunter, who is a little bit of a playful person and likes
A little
to.
bit of a fuckboy.
Nah, he just likes to try to keep comedy going when he can, because that's the way he deals with his emotions,
'Cause
when he
he's a
feels them.
joke.
And then you can catch me tomorrow in Lands of Iboria as Dura Mog, who didn't die, so she's the only orc left. The Orc Witch Alchemist, who's gonna have a new animal companion, Uwu, who's not definitely not a Drake. I mean, yeah, it's a riding Drake. And my familiar, still the Nisoi. I'm just gonna keep it as a Nisoi. You can also catch me on Wednesdays as Gideon Sunborn, who no longer has a glaive that will drink your blood. He just has a heart of gold and a glaive of evil darkness, the glaive of vile deeds. And that is me.
And that brings it back to me. Hi ho, friendolas. My name is Ron, otherwise known as Night Hair. Caught me here today running Yakshas, where shenanigans ensued, and they got to be stuck in a Ridley Scott box for 6 hours. You can also catch me here on Saturdays where I play Faro, the mostly soulless android fighter gunslinger, who will probably be the party member that lives the longest because they're a sniper, which means they get to just not be around combat at all. So they'll be the one that gets to run away. And also find me here on Wednesdays where I play Sinel, the Artificer Yuan Ti, who is totally, actually, for real, the main character, because they're the one who got us out of this situation we're in. From all of us here at Paradise Theater, we wish you a good day. Let's get out of here on an R.I.P. old mech.
All right.
R.I.P. old man.